when a lot of people start podcasts, they come from the standpoint of being an expert on a topic. And I don't know about you, but I don't think we're experts on anything really.
No, we far from it. What's going on, family? Welcome to What's the Ward podcast. We're your host, the Wards. I am the Mr. Taquarius Ward, and this is the Miss Beautiful
Sidonia Ward, and this is our first episode of our podcast. If you're tuning in or watching, we're so happy that you guys are here. This has been a long time coming. Guys, there's so much that goes into podcasts that they don't tell you, so this has been such a learning process. But if you're seeing this or listening to this, it's up and running, and we figured it out. So before we start, we wanted to tell you guys why we wanted to start a podcast. So as people, we believe that we have individual purposes in life, and then when we come together as one through marriage, we believe that you now have a shared purpose in life. And so me and Ty have talked a lot about what is our shared purpose? How can we come together and use our skills and gifts to kind of make a difference in the world? And the idea of a podcast came up. Ty is a very wise person. He loves to talk. And I've performed a lot, so I do talk, but it's always been very planned out and meticulous. So I'm not as good with my words on the spot, but hopefully this will help me practice that. And so we just kind of want to steward our gifts of giving or letting you guys into the process of our marriage live as it's happening, which is a very vulnerable thing to do. But I kind of thought it would be fun as well, because when a lot of people start podcasts, they come from the standpoint of being an expert on a topic. And I don't know about you, but I don't think we're experts on anything really.
No, we far from it. We far from it. And I will say, it's not necessarily us giving every single thing that we go through or that we talk about, because then it would be like, well, what's the point of it being for us? But it's more so what we learn in the process while we're married, because we never been married before, and a lot of people have never been married before. So you got people that's in a 1-year curve, a 10-year curve, a 20-year curve. So the people that's in the 20-year curve, they probably have a lot more to tell the person that's in the 10-year curve, and the 10-year curve to the 1-year curve, and so on. But if it's a constant learning experience and we're able to come to you guys with the learning experience, I think that's beautiful. So that's what we're here to do.
Yes, so bouncing off of what he said, we do believe in keeping our marriage sacred and keeping some parts private, which we are going to do. But we are also going to share with you guys things we're working through as it's happening. As we said, this is our first year. We've been married for 1 month as of right now. And so there's so much that we're learning that I, as a maybe single or engaged or dating someone, I would want to see live. Wow, this is how someone's first year of marriage is. And you don't have to take anything we say as advice. Take what you want, spit out the rest. You can see us and be like, I don't want that at all.
And everybody welcome. Everybody welcome. It's not just for this. Of course, this is more so for people who want to relate or want to hear. You know, this is for the hearts that want to be with us and the ears that want to listen to us. Not listen to us like we know what we're talking about, but we have something to share, and we share it with open arms. So we welcome everybody.
Yeah, I guess we're just trying to be a good influence in this world that's so oversaturated with whatever.
Yeah, we welcome the he sayers, the she sayers, the haters. Yeah, we welcome everybody. Everybody is welcome, because we got something for everybody.
With that being said, we're going to jump into our month 1 recap. So every month we're going to go over our lessons of the month and our blessings of the month. And for those who aren't used to that terminology, I guess before I met Ty, I would qualify it as the good parts and the bad parts, which I've been so used to qualifying things as good and bad throughout my life. But since I've met Ty, he's kind of shifted my perspective on it. So you can kind of share.
So the thing is, it's not a such thing as good and bad. But if you look at that as, okay, the lessons can also be the blessings, because if you go through this bad experience or bad moment, or you have a few of them, or we like to normalize bad days, but not me, but I'm just saying in general. If you take those as lessons and you learn from them, I think that's just as much as blessing. So it's all good to me. We all good. So
Yeah.
we gonna go good on good.
Good on good. So anything that happens, you can learn from it, and that in itself is a blessing.
Absolutely. I take everything as a blessing. I start off by us actually being able to, get married and have a great wedding, because I had fun. I really did. Let me just be completely honest. How I expected it to go was way away from how it actually went, and it was so fun. It was so fun. But skip forward to now. We got a place to stay. We have all that we need, all that we want, all that we need. We got each other. It's still the beginning, but it's been a whole bunch of communication between us, and I think that's very important. It's been that since before we were even married. See, in my mind, I felt like we was already married.
I know you told me.
Yeah, I feel like we was already married, and most of the blessing is the way we are, how we treat each other. In good circumstance, in bad circumstance, we never forget why we married each other in the first place. So that's the blessing of the month. That's the blessings for me of the month, and of course, all this good cooking that I'm getting. I see. Before you came, I didn't cook nothing. I was eating a baked potato every day, or what else I was eating? Something I was eating every day.
That's about it. Baked potatoes.
Yeah, something very simple, and I eat it 5-6 days in a row. Now I'm getting the good cooking, and I can't help myself. Every day, this little smile I got right now is every day. I'm happy.
Oh, well, I'm flattered. I would say my blessings of the month, and you pointed that out, that we're very blessed for the situation we got to come into in our first month of marriage, having a home, having family nearby, having not really any financial stress, having stable jobs. Like, a lot of people can't say that going into marriage. And so I think you just reminded me, like, just how blessed we really were. Really are. We still are. Another blessing of this month, I think our first week was probably one of the most memorable, because I think it was just a lot of sweet moments. We were so happy to finally live together. This is our first time living with the opposite sex. So it's been a learning curve, but it's also been very sweet. I remember I was taking a bath the first week I was here, and it was cold, and so Ty climbed all the way up into the roof to try to heat up the water for me, and oh, it warmed my heart so much. But just little sweet things like that. He was
Knowing I don't know what I'm doing.
he tries so hard to take care of me and always make sure that I'm taken care of.
And the thing is too, I always heard that, you gotta, not in that sense when I say this. So those who know, you gotta test drive a car before you buy it. So basically, I done heard a lot of, well, y'all need to live together first to experience each other, and it just, you won't never know a person until you actually live with them. But I already knew her, so us living together is really, it's not like I'm knowing a different person. It's still the same Sedonia before she moved in here, and even when she here, it's
Yeah.
the same. It's the same person.
But also, we didn't marry each other to marry the version we are now for the rest of our lives, if that makes sense. Like, I'm marrying every version of you the same way you're marrying every version of me.
Right.
And so we're marrying ourselves through the changes and through everything that we may go through. And so for us, I guess moving in prematurely didn't really change anything if we're going to keep growing anyway.
And the thing is, I think how we did over the summer, we stayed together for 2 months during the summer. I think that counts. In my opinion, I think that counts.
Yeah.
But to piggyback off of what you said about us loving each other through the changes, I think they come with choice. I think that's choice. So I will always choose to love who she is, who you are, through every change that you go through. And I know it's vice versa. So I think that kind of love right there is a choice.
Yeah.
So,
And it's not an easy choice. Let's just let that be clear, because
oh no.
the versions of us that might change, one year might be for the better, one year might just be a really hard year. And so we have to love each other through that and actively choose every day to be like, I'm going to show up, I'm going to stay committed, I'm going to love this person, even when it may be hard. And we're learning that in month 1. So month 2, 3, 4, year 27, we're probably still going to be learning that. So I feel like that's a lesson anyone can relate to.
Right.
So with that being said, I guess we can move into our lessons for the month.
My first lesson would probably be that I need to be more intentional about the things that I do, or how I go about being invitational. Is that a word?
I think that works.
Is that okay? So, like, a lot of the time, like, I'm so used to, like, I'm not really the guy for, hey guys, let's go do this. Let's go do. I know this don't got nothing to do with other people. This is me and you. But I never been the type of guy to just be inviting. If people want to come, I'm welcoming, but I'm not inviting. You get what I'm saying? I'm welcoming, but I'm not inviting. So it's hard for me sometimes. So I might be like, hey, I'm finna run down the street to the store real quick. I need to get something from the store. Not even knowing, like, not even thinking like, well, dang, well, maybe she want to go with you, or maybe somebody will want to go with you, or just ride with you. Ain't nothing wrong with that, And of course, I know it's nothing wrong with that, but it's like, I can't feel some type of way if somebody feel like, dang, well, why you didn't invite me? You didn't want me to come? Because it's not the case. It's the fact that they don't sense that I want them to come, because I'm not expressing that I want them to come. That's in words, in action. I'm just, because I basically saying I'm gonna go do everything. I'm gonna do this, and not even welcoming the person. So I try to be more inviting. I can't be.
Yeah.
It's not something that should be hard, or it's not something. It's not like something that I don't want to do. So
Yeah.
that's one lesson.
And just,
we're gonna bounce back and forth with the lessons.
Yeah.
So that way I can catch my breath.
I just want to touch on, there was a situation where Ty went to the store and I wanted to go to the store. And he he did not ask me if I wanted to go with him. So I got upset. Okay.
And guess what? It's all right. I know you always be want to go, but I was like, well, I'm just going to get a cord for the game, and then I'm coming back. I was like, I'm gonna be right back. But it makes sense, if you want to go, you want to go. Ain't nothing wrong with want to go. Cause shoot, if I want to go, I probably did the same thing. I'd be like, I would have said it in a more joking way though. I'd probably be like, well, dang, you ain't want to invite a brother. You ain't want to invite it. I ain't gonna say that, but you ain't want to invite me. I want to go, but I was gonna be joking, but I was really gonna be for real. And see, that's another thing I do a lot too. I be joking sometimes, and I but I be for real. That's another lesson of mine. So I said we was gonna bounce back and forth lessons, but I'm gonna move on to my next one. I need to stop and this come with being intentional too. I need to stop joking about something in a serious way. Like I heard somewhere that said the best truths or the most truths were told as a joke. And boy, that done stuck with me ever since. Cause I'm telling you, I be joking sometimes when I say stuff, but I actually be serious. I just joke to kind of like mood check to see how it sets the tone of the conversation or stuff like that. I need to stop doing that and then just go ahead and say what I mean and not always joke. Cause I'm a jokester. I joke and I do joke and play around and do that all the time. I get that from my daddy. But I think that's something that I need to learn to stop doing because
Which he can joke because his jokes has not softened me, has given me what's it called? A hard shell? A
basically,
tough skin.
yeah, basically at first she couldn't take no joke.
No.
And I had to walk on eggshells with everything that I said. But
Yeah.
the thing is, it's plenty of people that can't. So like I just feel like I'm so comfortable with you that I want to joke and I think it's funny that I'm not even gonna lie. Sometimes I think it's funny that you get upset. Yeah, I just think it's funny. So I do joke on purpose sometimes and I do be annoying on purpose sometimes. But I wouldn't, it's like, why?
It's like don't hide behind it when it's time to actually
Yeah.
say
And on
what you
top of that,
mean.
I wouldn't just go out here in the world and just go and be joking and playing around with folks because they might take it or feel the same way you feel. But the thing is, I don't know them. So it's like that I can see where I need to start with you and seeing where that could possibly be hurtful, even if I am joking. So be more intentional about understanding how you feel about certain stuff. So that's another lesson. So I'm gonna let you go.
I would say I have a couple lessons. So let's start with number one. Lesson number one, I think a big epiphany that I had this month was to be more present and not get so stressed over the potentials or what I'm not doing, but to be in the moment. And so, I guess to give an example, I work remote, I work from home. And so, at the beginning, and I'm still getting used to it now, it was hard for me to work from home. And when Ty was here and he wasn't working, I felt like I needed to spend time with him because then he would have to go into work and he works long shifts. And so we do get to spend a lot of time together, but it's if we intentionally try to spend that time together. And so I would feel this pressure to either get my work done really fast or kind of stop my work and do stuff with him and stuff. And I would feel guilty if I didn't. And it wasn't him making me feel guilty. He was like, "Babe, you have to do your work. Like, you're employed." But I felt a need to spend time with him and a want. Like, I just always want to spend time with him.
And I love you for that. And
Yeah.
I already know that, of course, the time you spend with me and, us being together is way more important than any job. It's the same way for me. I'm just like, okay, yeah, we do got these jobs because we signed ourselves up for it. So, we can make it work. We can make it work. So I look at every piece, every moment, every time as us spending time together, no matter how big or how small.
Yeah. It got to a point for me where I was so focused on the time I was not spending with him that I wasn't focused on the time that I was and all the little special moments of us washing the dishes together or cleaning up or cooking. And I got almost hyper focused on we have to carve out this time to intentionally do this and do this. And I do believe it's special to carve out intentional time. And don't want to take the meaning off of that. But I was also so focused on that I wasn't seeing how Ty was already intentionally going out of his way to come check on me when I was doing work. Very often, even when he's busy, he will always make time to come and check on me, to give me kisses, to give me hugs, to ask if I'm doing okay. We'll have little conversations. And it's like I didn't see that because I was so focused on getting everything done so we could spend like hyper focused time on each other. So it's kind of just a learning curve, like I said, living with someone I love for the first time and balancing the time where we might not always have time to give each other 100% of our focus. And that even when we can steal little moments, that it's still just as special. So
That's my dookie.
my dookie. Wait, okay. I guess I'll go into my next lesson after I
Yeah,
go.
I did too.
Okay.
I'm still catching my brain up.
Okay. My next lesson is, I guess to summarize, accepting our personality differences, but also acknowledging when parts of our innate behavior or our habits probably need to change a little bit. So, for example, I have very big emotions. I've always had very big emotions. Ty is the most emotionally stable person I've ever met. And so, imagine putting two of us in a shared container together. It kind of throws me off a little bit. Not in a good way, because I grew up around people who are always very emotionally charged and reactive. And so in turn, when I feel my big emotions, when I get really upset, really angry, I'm expecting an emotionally reactive response. And Ty does not give me that, which is great. But again, not anything I'm used to. So when I have moments where I lose my temper or I'm feeling just very, very upset, and I'm met with this constant force of happiness and peace, I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why are you also getting upset?
You know what's crazy though? I used to always. I never thought like, dang, is something wrong with me? Because like I'm not emotional. I don't know how you say the word, emotionless.
Emotionless? Emotionless?
Emotionless.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the word on that? But no, I never thought I was that. But I used to always be like, dang, a lot of stuff like now, and that's and by the good grace of God, praying, staying faithful, and this is what I prayed for. But a lot of stuff do not affect me, and I do work a very high stress job, but a lot of stuff does not affect me, and I'd be like, dang, am I like uh slow motion or something? Like in my head, like am I slow motion? Like is my brain slow motion? Because I look like this all the time. I look like this all the time, and I feel like this all the time. But I think that's a good thing. I think it don't get no better because everybody got eyes, but everybody's perspective look different, and my perspective on life look amazing, even if I live in a world of waste management. I don't know what that meant,
I'm gonna
but
try to interpret that
yeah,
later.
yeah.
But like I said, it's addressing that this is who I am. I'm a very emotional person. Ty controls his emotions very well. And I can accept that I feel these emotions. But when it comes to a point where it's not healthy, or I'm letting my emotions overtake me or cloud my logic, or I fixate on them too much, that's when I need to step back and be like, is this the best thing for our relationship? And Ty's been helping me through that because he is so constant and so stable. And I need that. I've been needing that. But like I said, it's an adjustment. Like, it's not anything I've ever been used to. And so sometimes when I do get upset, and I know a bunch of ladies can relate to this, we almost try to force a reaction that matches how we feel.
Mm-hmm.
So I would want you to feel how I feel, which means maybe saying, well, you're not doing this. Well, what? Like trying to make you upset. And that sounds so wrong. And when I'm in my logic state of mind, I can acknowledge that's not okay. But when I do get upset, I'm going to keep nagging you till you feel as upset as I do.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, I won't get there.
He never will.
I won't get there, but I do want to be in that space to understand why you getting upset, because it's not just for no reason. Because when she's happy, she happy. When you happy, you happy. And that's with anybody. When they happy, they happy. But it's something. It's not just I haven't personally seen a person that just will get mad for no apparent reason, and it's not something like, I want to understand what's making that person upset. It has nothing to do with, I'm not gonna take it personal. I just want to understand them, and so I want to understand you.
Yeah.
So it's never nothing. I never want to take it personal.
And I'll say you are very good at that. Like every single time I've ever had a hard time or gotten upset or gotten angry, Ty always comes and sits with me. And I told him a couple months ago, he's helped me regulate my emotions because he shows me what it looks like to be in a hard time and to be okay. Like to be going through this and to still be calm body-wise, still be calm, to still feel those emotions, but to feel them in a healthy way and to process them. Like he'll sit and talk me through what I'm feeling and how he can help. And sometimes I'm not always open to hearing it because, like I said, I still have habits of fixating on how I feel so much. But that's why it's a lesson. And that's why we address our lessons and we learn from them. So that is a big lesson I've learned.
Well, even though we on lessons, I'm gonna jump back to the blessing. Another blessing is you, of course, because before I met you, my life has been so black and white, so simple, so left, right, forward, backward, up, down. My life has been simple, and you have came and I'm doing stuff now that I never even thought that I liked, because I never would try that on my own. Like, I'm just so simple lifed. I mean, that's what keeps me peaceful too. But I've learned that you brought all these things in these creative ways, and you turned all this into it's just beautiful. My life is more colorful now. That's just me summing it all up into one, because my life is more colorful. At first my life was black and white. Now it's colorful and bright. Not saying that I was depressed or anything like that, because I like living in black and white, but I love this life as well.
That was so sweet.
Yeah.
A little anecdote about how Ty lived before I moved in. So we lived apart. I lived in a different state from him. So before our wedding, we were getting registry packages sent to him because I was moving in. And he didn't open a single box. And it was stuff he needed because he lived here by himself. So let's say it was a mop, it was a pot.
Yeah, it was like a new grill. Oh my God, I'm gonna leave it in the box and put it. I'll open it later. Oh my God, we got a new dishwashing rack. I'm gonna leave it in the box. I'm gonna put it in. Oh, we got a box of spoons and forks and stuff. I'll open it later. And I had everything in a box. Subconsciously, I was saying, you know what? When Sia get here, that'll give her something to do. I'm gonna let her open all the stuff and put all the stuff where she want to go, cause I ain't got time for when she get here for it to be moved from where I put it at to over here. So that's why I did that.
He had to keep everything in order.
Yeah.
There was no decorations in here, guys. Nothing on the walls. No rugs. How can you live without rugs?
I was living up in here. It would look like a box.
It
looked like a box.
It looked like an empty apartment with a couch in the middle, and he loved it like that.
I'm telling you, I was living my best life.
But now it has a woman's touch.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, and it's gorgeous, and it's comfortable. I walk around with my toes out, feeling good, and still living simple.
Yeah. We have what we need and nothing more.
Yeah.
Do you have any more lessons for the month?
I mean, it's the lesson of the month, but it's gonna be the lesson of every day. That your mind, my mind is way more powerful than what we think. So we got to give ourselves grace, and we got to tell ourselves that it's more everything is more or less than what it seems. If we speaking on it in a good or bad way, it's not all of what it seems. You know, you can your mind gets you through any situation that you feel like you need to get through, but you have to train it in that way. And of course I don't got it all figured out. I'm just saying that's what worked for me. If I've been put in a bad situation, I'm not going to take that bad situation and just let it cover up my whole entire day or whole entire week, because it's just one situation.
Yeah. I will say Ty's taught me that, because like I said earlier, I tend to fixate on how I feel a lot. And so he's taught me, I would say it's a type of manifestation, but we're not going to get into all of that. But if I already put in my mind that a mistake I make is going to set the course for the rest of our day or the rest of our marriage, if I already have that in my mind and that's my mindset, then that's how it's going to be, because I already think that's going to happen. Mm-hmm. So that when things do happen, when I inevitably do make another mistake, because people make mistakes, I'm going to be like, see what I said? Mm-hmm. Like, I told you I was going to mess up again, and I have done that. And that's a cycle I'm trying to break. And Ty's been helping me a lot with that.
It's like predicting inevitability. Like it's inevitable that as a human, you ain't gonna make no mistake ever. That is, if you think that you ain't gonna never make no mistake ever, sorry, buddy.
Hate to break it to you.
Yeah. What's the word on that?
So yes.
If you think you won't make no mistakes, then you are sadly mistaken there, because you will make a mistake. So if you are already telling yourself that you this and you that, and then you make a mistake, and it just confirms.
It's gonna fuel your negative energy.
In your mind, it's gonna be confirming what you said, when really and truly, this is something that's gonna happen either way it go.
Yeah.
So tell you this, we good. I'm good. I just made a mistake, and own up to it. Stick your chest out. Yeah.
I've realized more and more living with you that I'm more of a perfectionist than I think I am. I balance you out saying, hey, some stuff is important. Mm-hmm. Some stuff you need to give more attention to. Mm-hmm. You balance me out by letting me know that I don't have to work so hard. And if it doesn't work out, it's okay. And not to be so hard on myself.
Right.
So we're like yin and yang.
Yeah.
I think one last lesson before we go into our next segment is, I guess as you guys have heard, we've learned a lot from each other living with each other. And I think that's a part of letting someone in so close. And I was talking to Ty about this earlier. So we learned in premarital counseling that we all have a bubble. So imagine this is my bubble. And that's Ty's bubble. We're making bubbles. Make a bubble with your hand. This is our bubble. Oh. All right. And so let's pretend everyone has a bubble. Everyone also has a little dagger. And for most of our lives, we always keep people maybe at an arm width length. Not enough to get in our bubble, so they can't poke us with their dagger, right? When you get married, you let someone into your bubble. So I'm letting Ty into my bubble, but he still has his dagger. And you're giving the person you love permission to hold the dagger to your heart and trust that they won't pierce you with it.
I won't poke you.
And that's such a test of trust and intimacy. And I think that kind of encapsulates.
I don't even know what that word means. So you looking over here you looking at the wrong direction.
Encompasses our whole experience together, that we are letting each other so close and giving each other the opportunity. I'm giving you the opportunity to hurt me more than anyone else could, and you're giving me the opportunity to hurt you more than anyone else could, but we're trusting that we won't. And because we're letting someone in so close and giving someone the opportunity to potentially hurt you so bad, it kind of makes us put our defenses up sometimes. Mm-hmm. And so when Ty calls me out on stuff I need to work on, or when I call Ty out on stuff he needs to work on, naturally we're like, well, this and this and this while I'm doing this. And you know, all the excuses we come up with trying to defend ourselves because...
Well, dang, I ain't even trying to do that. Like,
yeah.
Like I'm trying to do, you know.
Because we're scared that them holding us accountable is them kind of poking us
with the dagger.
When it's not. It's out of love. And so we have to learn. I don't know how I'm trying to sum this up. We have to trust that what they're saying is out of love and not to hurt us.
Right.
You can tell me what I need to hear and because inevitably everything you've told me, as hard as it's been to hear, has helped me grow for the better. And I hope what I say to you has also helped you grow.
Always.
But we've never stabbed each other. We've never pierced each other. It's all been out of love. But we've also been learning to let our defenses down. And that's hard. And that's probably something we'll continue to work on throughout our month of marriage. But I think that pretty much sums up everything, that we can take critique from each other and we can learn from each other, and that it's out of love and not to hurt us.
Absolutely.
On to our What's the Word segment.
Bonus. So, what's the word on finances?
So, finances is something we learned about during our first month of marriage. Because as you can imagine, when two people have different incomes...
This sounds like a commercial.
You have to put them together using Grammarly.
Well, it's my money and I need it now.
Okay.
Call JG. Okay, no, we're not going to do that.
But on a serious note, when you go into marriage, if it's your choice, some people don't do this, you merge your incomes together and you merge your bank accounts. And then you have to figure out a budget, which, not even coming into marriage, but coming into dating, I never ever budgeted in my life. I never saved money in my life. And so we both grew up with two different views on money. So we can kind of go over how we grew up viewing money. So you can go first.
Well, the first half of my life, from zero, well, not zero, from when I was born. From when I was born till I got to about 12, we didn't have much money. It was me and my mama, and we didn't have much money at all. You know, I can go through the whole spiel about struggle, but those who struggle know the struggle. So I know that side, and then the other half, I live with my dad and my stepmom, who are more fortunate. You know, they're not rich, but you know, we had everything we could need and want, plus some. So I kind of took more on the. I'm glad it happened like that because it's a balance. Because a lot of people would call me cheap, but I don't care. So for the longest,
He's
yes.
frugal.
For the
He's
longest,
frugal.
yeah. For the longest, yes, I do be being cheap about a lot of stuff, you know, because I'm like, why buy this when I don't even need it right now? But then a lot of people would be like, well, what if you do need some, or what if you do need this? What if you do need that? Well, why I'm living off of what if? Why I can't just buy it when I need it? Now, granted, sometimes it comes in handy to have something that you need in that moment. But I never thought I'd never be thinking like that. I just go buy it when I need it. And once I got into college, I did used to spend my money on dumb stuff, even though I barely had money. I didn't have no job, and I was getting like an allowance every 2 weeks or every week or something like that. And I would spend money on dumb stuff. But once I got out of college and I finally got me a job, and I realized, like, it hit me like, I'm finna be going into real life. I think my whole life just went into like a shock or panic. And I saved every single dime from the time I started my job all the way up until we got married.
He did not spend nothing.
No money. No money. And that's, God bless me. That is a blessing because I stayed with my dad. And I stayed with my dad, and they didn't make me pay rent or nothing like that, or groceries or anything like that. So I was able to do that. But I saved every single penny. And boy, when we got married and that wedding stuff started coming out that bank account, it was hurting me a little bit. But I was like, you know what? That's what I was saving for. That's what God telling me. That's what I was saving for. So now we here and we making a budget.
Yeah, I will say Ty used to hold on to his savings so tight.
Yeah.
And I used to say, well, what is the point of saving if you don't use it on anything? Not that I'm saying go blow your savings on a yacht or something.
Yeah.
But if there is something that you would like to do that you have the money for and you've been saving for it, hey, why not?
Might as well.
But I guess how I grew up viewing money. So me and Ty kind of had similar childhoods in the sense that we never had a lot either. So I was raised by a single mom and a lot of siblings. So you can only imagine that one income could not bring in that much money to provide for that many kids. And so we relied on government assistance and help from loved ones and stuff. And so I always knew how to live without. And so I never knew what to do with money when I got it because I always saw it as something that would go away. So I never valued saving because I knew that if I spent my money and I didn't have any money, I would still be okay because I've lived off no money before. And while I guess that's a good sentiment not to rely on money, it's not very realistic in the real world. So through my college years, I never saved. When I met you, I did not have a savings. And when you kind of challenged me on why I never saved, it kind of opened my mind on just how important it is, especially going into a marriage and going into living together. And some people believe the men should bring in all the income, and I'm not a believer of that.
Now I'm gonna say, and see, there's another thing I was believing too. I was like, man, I gotta have some money for when I do marry somebody. Shoot, they might be wanting to take me down through there. Man, I ain't got no money, so I'm gonna save every penny. So whenever they get ready to take me down through there, I'll be ready to go down through there. But I ain't going down too far. They gonna have to kick rocks.
Yeah.
But also too, I'm sorry.
No, you can go.
Also too, it's one thing to save money, and you taught me this. You taught me this without teaching me this. It's one thing to save money, but you're right. If you ain't got nothing that you save for, like if you don't got no goals, or aspirations of like how you want to use your money or what you putting your money towards, you ain't doing them. It ain't doing nothing but sitting in your bank account collecting dust. I mean, it's not collecting dust. It's like you saving, but it's like, what's the goal behind this? Like, what's the purpose behind this? Everything should have a purpose.
Yeah.
So, what's the purpose behind saving the money if you just gonna keep it in there?
Yeah. I guess in the same way I wasn't saving money because I didn't have any goals is the same way you were saving money, but you didn't have any goals either. Like, we
Right.
both didn't know what the money was for,
Yeah.
except just on different extremes.
Yeah.
So then Ty showed me the importance of savings. And then for the first time in my life, I created a monthly budget and I had a savings goal. So by the time we were married, I needed to save this amount of money. And I met my goal and I was so proud of myself.
Yeah.
And so coming into marriage, we then wanted to have joint accounts. We still have separate accounts, and we'll explain how all of that works. But Ty was very good at saving, but Ty never made a budget, and I would make a budget.
So yeah, it was time out for the spontaneous spending. That's what I called it. That's what I used to do. Whenever I need something, I just go buy it.
But-
Spontaneously.
Yeah, but he would always spend so little, it never made a difference.
Right.
Whereas I'm a girl, I like to spend, so I had to make a budget, and I had to put a limit on how much I was spending every month, how much I was saving every month, and etc. So, going into how we merged our budget, we bought a very large whiteboard from Walmart, and we sat outside, and we made our budget. So, kind of how we sorted it out.
It took us 5 damn hours. Lord, sorry, forgive me. It took us 5 hours to do the budget.
And we'll explain why.
So when we merged our money, when we merged our finances, it's I have a checking account, she has a checking account, we have a bill account, and we have a savings account.
And
And
an
then we
emergency.
have an emergency fund in another account. It's all the same thing. But that kind of helps us as far as, okay, all our money is going into the savings account we had together, and we pay our bills in the bill account, and it just makes everything a lot easier as far as where this money need to go. When you get paid, we need to give each other this month to do this or do that or do this. When it all go to the same place, all we gotta do is take the money that we make, calculate it up with that budget, and I think that was a very smart idea. With that budget, just calculate it all up, however much we need to put into the bill account, and we put it there, and then we say bye-bye.
Yeah.
And then we just live the rest of the month. And I would much rather do that than every other day, because one bill might be due on the 16th, one might be due on the 28th, and one bill might be due on the 1st, and then another one on the 14th. And I had to go on these different days and pay each bill on my phone, pay this, pay that, pay that. No, this is way easier for us, for me personally. Like, cause I say this, it took me 5 hours, but I'm happy we spent the 5 hours because this is a lot easier. Just take all the money, put it in one place, and I ain't got to worry about it no more.
Yeah. So we didn't want it to be where I have my direct deposit in my checkings account. Ty has his direct deposit in his checking account. And then we pay our own separate bills. And then if we have a bill together, it gets kind of confusing. Like, whose money does it come from? Because we
Right.
didn't want your money, my money. It's now our money. So breaking it down.
I'm laughing because I'm laughing because with that being said, I know a lot of people out there. I know it's a lot of cuckoo people out there that's like, oh, our money. Well, it's our money, but you ain't finna be spending most of this money or most of that money. Or
That's what a budget's for.
yeah. So that's another reason why that budget helps. So all you people that think like that, you better get the budget. Because
Okay.
get what? Then you can hold them accountable and say, sir, ma'am,
No, it wasn't in the budget.
you ain't following that budget. Yeah, I've been watching. You ain't following that budget.
Okay, so just breaking it down, budgeting for dummies. Here's how it works for us. So we put our
We're not calling y'all dummies.
No. We're the dummies. We're learning.
yeah.
You learn from us if you want to.
Yeah.
But we just learned about this.
Yeah.
So we set up our direct deposits so that it goes into our savings account. Okay? Then we write out all of our bills for the month, all of our fixed expenses, which means these reoccur monthly, and all of our variable expenses, meaning that these are expenses that might just be for the month of March. So for example, a variable expense for this month, we're paying for a cruise that we're going on. That's just an example. Okay. After we write down our budget, we put the sum of that into our bills account. So we put our bill money from savings to our bills account, which is a checking account. Then we take from our savings and we give ourselves spending money. So let's say me and Ty each get $500 to spend for the month. Those go to our personal checking accounts. Then, once all the bill money is in the bill account, we set all of our bills to get paid on the same day, on the 1st, so that by the 1st, all our bills for the month is paid. And then our savings does not get touched for the rest of the month. And that's how it works. I think it's simple. It's worked so far.
Yeah, it worked so far. We're nobody in the money.
Yeah.
Y'all are definitely no next money.
Yeah.
If it didn't work or not.
Like we said, we're still learning, so this might be wrong. We might have to tweak things a little bit. But
y'all are definitely know.
This is
when it's time to know.
Our live process of how we are figuring out budgeting as a married couple.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's about it. Do you have anything else you want to say to the people?
Well, I want to say that I know I said, everybody is welcome, like I said again. And also, now that we're closing, I want to say that everybody is loved. I love everybody.
That was so sweet.
So, you welcomed when we come in here, and you loved when we leaving out. So that's what I got to say.
Yes, and we love each other. Anyway.
You better not touch me no more.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in to episode 1. So our first episode kind of is gonna get posted somewhere in March, but for the rest of the year, hopefully, we are going to be posting on our anniversary date, which is the 18th. So you can tune in to our month 2 recap on the 18th of this month. And we are so happy that you guys tuned in. This might have been a little chaotic, but give us grace. It's our first time. And yeah. So, do you have anything you want to say?
Bye-bye.
Bye. Love you guys.